Alrighty. Everything should be good now. Time to speed run to the PUBG mobile event. Just kidding. I'm not gonna take my time.
I guess I can share my screen because I'm not.
The sheriff and Jacob came to me about another problem town hall's having. The hydroelectric plant that powered the valley shut down a few months back.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by it.
They've had to rely on their unreliable backup system.
Dying Light's had collabs with a bunch of stuff like Left 4 Dead, Rust, and
that makes sense.
And other stuff.
Left 4 Dead makes about 10 million times.
Yeah, because they're both zombie games.
Yeah, I mean Rust
and PUBG Mobile's having a collab with Dying Light Beast as well.
I'd figure.
Okay. Oh, new items have been received from my player stash. Oh shit! I got the week 4 stuff. Nightblood. Nice.
But PUBG Mobile is incredibly random. I could probably find a way to match Rust up with Dying Light. I mean, the players that play Rust are basically zombies.
Gadgets,
I really want to know what kind of agreement happened to make PUBG Mobile and Dying Light collab. Like, there's got to be a connection. There's got to be a connection there somewhere.
Sure, honestly. Can I put these back, please? Can't put that in my stash. I'm interested to see why they chose that too. Oh, a gun. William's night. Oh, that's right. William's night. It was from that side quest I did off. Really sad one. There's probably gonna be even more sadder ones. Oh, excuse me. Alrighty. What was I doing last time? I have a side quest called Killing Streak. So I'm gonna go do that quick. And then I will do the main story that I have to do to get to the point, and then I will see if I can do the PUBG mobile collab. Hold on. What time is it? Oh, I should rest. I really, really should rest. Gotta find out where that is. Yeah, over here. If I can't get to where winds meet tonight, that's fine. I just but I just wanna get this done at least.
I see.
I need to enhance my weapons actually.
Tencent became the major shareholder in Techland last year.
That's right. I forgot about that.
That makes complete sense on why they would have done a PUBG crossover.
I forgot about that. I can't upgrade any of my weapons.
Significance of something or someone becoming a majority shareholder is they technically become the owner.
Yeah. So far, the only thing that's kind of bad, I guess, that Tencent has done with Techland is Dying Light 2 with the Dying Light points, but those did not come back for Dying Light. And the constant bundles, none of those have came back to Dying Light. And it doesn't seem like they'll have plans to do so. Which
Tencent is a weird company. They do some well, there's first the whole thing that, you know, they're a Chinese company. Some people don't like that. Because they are like pretty buddy with the CCP, the Chinese government.
Yeah.
So that's sometimes a bit sketchy, sometimes not. They are kind of anti-consumer in a lot of ways.
Still.
But then they are also
Thanks.
like a pretty big gaming company, so it's not like Amazon
It is what
going
it
into the
is.
game sphere, and if Amazon ends up owning your game, it's going to die in the next year.
Yeah. Rest in peace, New World. I was actually hearing it was ending up pretty good. And
It was at one of the best points that it's ever been at.
Yeah, and now it's basically gone now.
I mean, it's going to be around for another
Crane.
minimum
Cancer
6
Woods
months.
is
But
crawling
there's
with
only like
infected.
2,000 people a day
You
that play it
can't.
now instead of the
Sometimes it's best just to run.
38,000 that it had
It's
after
a
the
losing
update,
battle trying to kill every single
and
one.
rising.
Thanks for the tip, Sheriff. I was just about
It
to
was
kill them
literally
all.
just about to break 40,000 players, and then the very next day they were down to 5,000 or 6,000 because of Amazon's announcement.
Yeah. It sucks because I was actually thinking of going to start playing New World or get it eventually because it was at a good point now, but not everything
made the
lasts forever, I
DLC.
guess.
They made the DLC free about a month after I bought it.
They did?
Correct.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
It was specifically 34 days after
Oh my God, what the
I
hell?
bought it. And
My
they
buddy.
did retroactive refunds for everyone who bought the game within 30 days.
Oh,
I fell just outside of that range, so I didn't get a refund.
this bro just climbed back up? Okay.
Because I was actually progressing through the game. I was almost max level, and I had some okay gear.
Oh,
I'm at the
Gooner.
well.
'Cause I was gonna
Okay.
try.
The area's crawling
try
with
the end game.
infected.
But
Get rid of them, please. That's what's important to us.
I mean, I guess I still could, but I don't want to. I'd rather put that effort into playing Final Fantasy XI,
Yeah. Oh God, what sees me?
especially because Final Fantasy XI is talking about potentially adding new zone in the next couple months.
Yeah. Oh my
That
God, that's a
shocked
lot of
me.
infected.
In 2023, they announced 2024 was going to be the last year that they could add updates because it's just unfortunately not cost effective to add updates to that game, which
Oh, I killed it.
is
So
a
I did.
crazy. It's a crazy statement because that game came out in 2002
My
and they were
fuck.
still updating it all the way up to 2024. So all this year we didn't get a single update for the game. They were just maintaining it. And next year, early next year, we might have an update for the game.
Yeah.
And I really like
Jesus.
the gameplay style of Final Fantasy XI and Dragon Quest X. The combat
Yeah.
style is
Move along.
kind of a mix between like turn-based RPGs and RPGs, which is
Yeah, that's why I like it.
it's such a
Oh, God.
weird combat style. And then there's some parts of it that I don't fully know, like the I don't remember what they're called, but there's a thing you can do with skill breaks or something like that. I
Yeah,
don't really
maybe.
understand how that works because I don't play it. I'm not that far into the game. But
Oh, damn. God damn it.
11 just has a charm that no other game has.
Yeah.
It's
still gotta play through it.
overwhelming,
Uh-oh.
but it's really fun.
Ooh, a crowbar. I'll take that. Why not? Why don't you just get him in the fucking head here? Wow. Okay. Hey, get me, idiot. Stupid. I'm up here and you're not. Oh, I'm down here and he's down here. Oh God, more zombies. I can do this.
Man, the Black Spirit, the further I go into the story, the less challenging it gets.
Really?
Yeah. During the Medea quest, not the Medea quest, I mean,
Ouch, shit, fuck.
It's called, Valencia, during the Valencia storyline, it only talks to like 4 because it suspects that
You're whatting it?
Angry at it.
Oh. Sorry, the zombies were like loud as fuck.
Now let's see what the hell happened here.
No excuses. No. Aww.
La 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 la. Oh.
What is going on about?
You.
I love the soundtrack of this game. Holy shit, it's really fucking good.
It's about to be like, whoa.
Okay, so my weapon's in. That. I have another broken weapon. Oh, the crowbar is broken. I can. Oh, charms. I can repair it with scraps. I want the crowbar. Of the crowbar.
Man, they are.
Can I loot? Yeah. Oh no, but I can get.
The NPCs in the Kama Sylvia questline in Black Desert are being
This is just to be
racist against me. Like,
That's
genuinely.
just great. Doug,
But
I found their
You wanna know
bodies.
the funny thing?
No supplies here, though.
But
Situation's also
All the
gotten
people that are
more
being racist
complicated.
against me are elves. I'm an elf.
Meaning
Oh.
someone's hunting your
It's just because
people,
I'm a
and that
slightly
someone's got
different
a
flavor
knack
of
for
elf.
writing death
Come on.
threats.
You look exactly the same.
Let me figure out what to do.
It's just you have the power of the
Swing
sun,
by here.
and I
pay
have
you
the
back
power
for
to blow
helping
up
me.
this entire city.
oh yeah, Connor. Remember how you said you wanted to try out Dying Light in the future? Don't forget. Now I think don't you own one, right? I own 2, so you don't have to buy 2, by the way. And I own all the DLC stuff for it as well. And I'm eventually going to get the Beast on PC in the future, so you don't have to buy that as well.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Oh shit! What I recommend like playing through is Dying Light 1, the following DLC. Oh shit! And then play 2, and then the Beast. Though technically you don't need to play 2 to play the Beast, even though it's pretty much after it, because from what I've heard, Dying Light the Beast does not. It only has one thing about Dying Light 2, but it's not like really story. But Dying Light 2 has also gotten way better throughout the years, because it was kind of back then. Now it's like really good. So I definitely recommend after playing Dying Light 1 and the following to play Dying Light 2.
You could also just do the funniest thing possible and play only a quarter of Dying Light 1, and then download a save and do the following DLC only. Then do the middle part.
Well, you have to beat the whole story to play the fall.
That's why you would download a save file.
Oh.
And then you move on to Dying Light the Beast, and you play only the middle part of that game by downloading a save file. And then you move on to Dying Light 2 and only play the end of the story there. So you get exactly 1/4 of each important thing in the Dying Light series, but you don't get the full story on anything. So now you're just really confused.
What the fuck? Don't do that, Connor. Don't listen to him.
It would be really funny.
I should do a stream playthrough. Hey, actually, that'd be fun.
Any luck finding out who killed your guys?
We're still
Sounds like a
looking
lot
into
of
it,
work.
checking clues. In the meantime, we've doubled up at holes.
Got it. Well,
I
radio me
plan to
once
do
you
a
know more.
PC
Sure thing,
playthrough
and
of
here's a little
1,
something
2,
for you.
and the Beast eventually.
I
Anyways,
appreciate
for
the help.
as a stream only playthrough. I own them. I haven't played them on PC.
You'd have to find a save file for them all. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it that way. I'm just gonna play through them all like I know. Oh, I leveled up.
Oh.
Okay. Get dash, vault kick, efficient driving, advanced grenades.
I know someone named Dash.
Nice catch him. I'm gonna do charge kick.
Dash.
Oh, dash. Let's.
Don't say that. He's a child.
Oh. That away.
I have awakened spirits crystals that I don't know how to use.
What time is it? 10:30 a.m.
It is not.
No, in
I can sell it for 545 million silver each. What is this used
I can
for?
use
Transfuse to gain the following effects, or craft rebellious spirit crystal.
I get vault kick. Why not?
Oh, I just put them on myself.
I'm gonna put myself on you. Oh, who said that?
That is weird.
You're weird.
You need help.
Need help.
I need your help.
Oh my god, there's a bow. I want that. How much money? Yeah, a composite bow, but it's an epic bow. Epic. You know what? I'll just.
I just increased my AP by 10.
Oh, excuse me. Alrighty, let's go do that main mission. Then I will go, hopefully be able to do the PUBG mobile event, be able to get all the rewards before it ends. I remember, oh yeah, Dying Light 2 also, and it was kind of recent as well, had a Baltaro event. I think it was permanent though, from what I remember. I haven't beaten it though. I've only done like a mission on it. But yeah, Dying Light 2 had a Baltaro event. Not recently, like this year. Oh my god, the grass is good. Hey, anything to loot in here? Oh my god, okay. Is that gonna hurt me if I go down that way? Hope not. Oh, it did! Ah! Bones. My Kyle Crane bones. Ah, motherfucker. Oh my god, bitch. Damn, he's still alive too? Or they're undead? Never, shut up. Rags. Oh yeah, I need a bunch of rags so I can upgrade weapons. A creepy fucking ambient. Well, I can go in. What is in here? Oh god, I didn't mean to fall. Oh shit, I can probably loot. You know what? Let's loot this house. Why not? I need stuff anyway. Oh my god, I thought that curtain was a fucking zombie for a second. It scared the shit out of me. Oh, first aid thing. I haven't seen those in a while. Dying Light 1 on it. Or, no, they were in Dying Light 2.
There's currently a rumor going around the streets of Calpheon. Black Spirit, how do you know that? I want to know how far the Black Spirit can go away from me.
That's interesting.
Because how does the Black Spirit... I'm in Kama Sylvia, how does the Black Spirit know about something going on in Calpheon?
Well, I just teleported.
That'd be like someone in New York knowing what's going on in, like, Georgia or something.
New York. Oh my god.
Only two groups of liars exist in this world. One of the nobles of Calpheon, the other are the daughters of Sylvia. Hey, you watch your mouth, Black Spirit. I'm one of those daughters of Sylvia, unfortunately.
It's down
just
here.
No one in my old hometown likes me. I was almost executed by the old queen. When I came back, no one likes me.
Oh, it's just
call me a coward and a traitor.
Oh, nothing else is in. Okay, I guess I'll slowly climb back up. I guess.
How did my horse get up here?
We'll get up there eventually. What?
And then, it's just that, one of the opponents, that I was playing in Pokemon, I was just, fighting the guy that looks like Hunter, and I was expecting a weak Pokemon. No.
I would
Oh, ad
never.
break in 5 minutes.
I'm a Pokemon master kind of.
He just wants to be the very best, like no one ever was.
See,
It's
the whole thing with how did my horse get up here is it climbed a tree somehow.
well, did it Skyrim its way up a tree?
Right. Do you copy?
I don't know.
Read you loud and clear.
I was
What's
in a
up, Sheriff?
treehouse.
If you get there
Had to
and the
climb
power
a
plant
ladder
is
to get
totally
up there.
foobar, just walk away.
When
No
I
reason
talked
to
to
risk your
NPC,
life
I
for
mean,
no
I know
good
the answer how my horse got up
I have a
there.
good reason.
Sometimes
And if I
the
can
game
get it up and
teleports
running,
your horse to you.
I'm gonna expect something in return.
Complete a quest, but sometimes that puts it
I'll
in
respect
really
and
fun
admiration.
spots.
That's a given.
Inside a treehouse.
No,
that
I'm gonna
there's
expect you to
no
do
way it
something
could've
for
gotten
me.
up
A
by
lot like
taking
that.
a ladder.
I haven't figured that out yet, but when I do, I'll let
That
you
reminds
know.
me of a meme. It's like a
You get
horse
that
on a
power plant
balcony.
online, and we will owe you. Big time.
Yeah. Fun.
Alrighty, so I gotta get to that power plant over there.
I gotta get to you.
Oh my god, it's kind of far. Okay. I'm gonna be doing some traveling, I guess. Has he messaged me yet? I don't know if she'll need help with Felix.
I'll help with Felix.
My god, that's
Hit him
pretty
with-
far. Is there a
I'll hit him
vehicle
with
somewhere?
Facts and logic.
Got it.
Facts and logic are: you are a black cat. You are.
You have a UTI?
You have chlamydia.
Hit it, Fergie. Hello.
Why did chlamydia remind you of Fergie?
It didn't. It's just something I wanted to say at random. Alrighty. I guess we're going for a swim.
Fergie.
Oh,
You did.
a Palkia from Legends Arceus. Fergie?
That's a little. It's a little suspicious.
You're a little suspicious.
Getting
Sus.
chlamydia from the Pokemon is a little rough.
You're a Shashibaka.
I mean, I guess you can get it from a koala. So
Olivia, it's Kyle. Do you copy?
What's up?
I'm headed to the power plant. The locals asked me to find out why it's down.
You're trying to get yourself in their good graces.
Something like that. If I scratch their back, I'm hoping they'll scratch mine.
You know how to get the power plant up and running?
Carry chlamydia.
You can't just unplug it and plug it back in again, you know?
Oh shit.
Ye of little faith.
You gotta be careful if you ever handle a koala. You gotta wash your hands after.
Yeah.
Because if it pees on you, then touch your face or something. Get in your eyes, your mouth.
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Oh shit. Definitely not like that. That's not where I'm going. Okay, let's figure out where I gotta go. Do I feel like attacking these assholes? Nah. I gotta go in here, probably. No one in here, right? Okay. This is lockpicking, but there's a zombie coming. Oh shit. Oh shit.
One of the quests, it's kind of annoying. If you want to do something good. Because, you know, what's annoying is...
Sure.
It's just if you battle 1,000 trainers.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That sounds epic. Oh my god.
All of that
everywhere. Okay.
All of that to get a very good reward. Actually, I don't know if I really want to say it, but I just leave it with.
Oh shit, fucker.
I'm gonna figure nothing out. I got banned from using my Switch 2. Do it. Mario Kart Simulator 4. I don't know.
Kart Simulator 4. I don't want to be a beast right now.
I modded in my car and got banned because I was always in last place.
Can't believe it.
My little blue car.
Hunter's working for the trolls. That's why he
Yes.
that's why he had you bring him to the server. Ad break ends in half minute.
No. Oh yeah, Dylan. I forgot to tell you that Wes, the guy that's buddies with the two trolls. He got so mad that I found him out.
Maybe he should.
Yeah, you better stay back.
Maybe he should do something better with his life.
They will tear you to shreds.
Guess that foreman is still
Yeah,
alive
it'd be
after
nice,
all.
but whatever.
Why would he? You live in his head rent free, and you're just here trying to enjoy shit. So that's all that matters. He wants to be a pathetic loser, and you're just going on your day like it's.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, he just logged into his account one day and didn't realize that he was banned from my server for no reason.
Not for no reason, but there was a reason.
He just didn't think he'd be caught so quickly.
Maybe not.
Yeah. Well, he's a child, isn't he? So, you know.
We don't
He's gonna-
know.
They're probably child.
But they are most likely children.
Yeah, they're just.
There's literally no way they're not.
Ah! You son of a bitch! Let me out! Let me out!
Jack Black?
No, why would I be Jack Black? Even though he did say Mario Galaxy was the best video game of all time, which is absolutely fucking based.
Those trolls are either children or mommy's most special warrior.
Mommy's most special warrior.
Hey, you! Yeah, you! Nothing at all! Go away!
Like, honestly, though, it wouldn't be surprising if they were adults because we live in 2025, but...
But one of them, one of the other trolls, his name is Dark, and he tried getting along with Dav, Road, and West, but those three did not like Dark at all.
Don't blame them. Okay, where am I going?
The thing is, Dark is a very... he's a big jerk. The thing is, he's actually worse than Dav, Road, and Wes are.
Oof.
He actually told my friend K-Rool, who was 15, to go kill themselves and blah blah blah.
What a fucking loser. Jesus Christ.
And guess what?
What?
He's 30... he's 34.
He's 34?
Yeah.
He's a 34-year-old man who's spending his time trolling on the fucking internet and telling 15-year-olds to go kill themselves. What a fucking loser. Holy shit. He probably still lives in his parents' basement, like, honestly. And he's probably has no fucking job. I mean, I have no fucking job, and I still live with my parents. I'm 25, but I have fucking reasons, and I don't spend my time, you know, trolling people on the internet because I have nothing better to do with fucking life. Holy shit!
Yeah. You live in the closet.
You live
Did you get in here? Same way you did.
Like, holy shit! Lots of people on the internet are just fucking pathetic.
Idiot. Trying to help you here, moron.
I'm the moron.
Yeah,
annoy Connor, but it's not working.
Well, you couldn't fix it?
Fix it? Fuck that. I'm not going down there.
Why he hates
They would tear me apart.
How about I try? We can stay on the radio and you can guide me through.
Guide you through?
Because
something blew up down there.
Dark accidentally showed his Switch account in the Mario Kart World Discord server, and his account was Dark Nick, and people were saying that they hate Dark Nick because he's trolling, and he just made himself get caught.
I do have to be right back real quick to go help Lexi give Felix his meds, so I will be right back. Okay. Your
I'm gonna cause some chaos on Connor's server.
Okay, where is? All right, be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. What? What did I miss? What did Hunter do?
I'm spreading rumors about Connor again.
Nice.
I called him Stinky, and then I told everyone that he's hitting me and
send them the clip. Send them the clip of when he found out he was remembered he was a Catholic.
Building is flooded.
Yeah, he probably
what
would
kind
never
of
live that
idiot
down.
are you?
Just the kind of idiot that'll kick your ass if you don't adjust your goddamn attitude.
Dan Crane.
Fine. You won't go down there? Have at it. It's your funeral.
Love that can-do spirit. So where do I start? How do I get in?
Get on the roof. I'll point you in the right direction.
Turn your...
Keep your radio on.
I'm doing a
The name's
quest
Crane,
in
by
Black
the way.
Desert right now, and the instructions are turn back towards the cedar lumber, hold the move back button, and then press the eavesdrop button. What in the world? What kind of quest description
Okay,
is
Largo,
that?
how do I get in?
That's weird.
You mean
See
this?
that other building?
Oh my god,
There's
I
a
sat
busted
down.
window.
What other
There
building?
actually is an eavesdrop button. What in the world?
Will you shut up, zombie? Oh, he just died of a heart attack. Okay.
That's gonna be me in about 20 minutes.
Okay, I guess the zombie did shut its fucking mouth. We have screaming ones. Oh my god. Okay.
I have no clue what this quest wants me to do.
Okay, the screaming one just died of a heart attack too, apparently. Oh my god, my balls.
Man, you really just... You dug your own grave.
So I gotta get in here? Over there, there's the window. The window to... Ow! That's it. Oh, I missed. Being sledgehammered, bitch. Ah. You get for hurting me, asshole. Okay.
Let's see if I still got it.
See if I still got it. You probably do, Craig.
I sent some screenshots of what was basically what Hunter was saying, and when
where do I go? How do I get?
What?
Oh my god.
Cedar lumber?
Your cedar.
Is it talking about... Oh wait, I could just hit the button that brings me to where it wants me.
Oh, and my nuggets.
It wants me to be on the other side of town. That's why.
Chicken nugget. Guys, look at my stream quick. There's floating fish in the fucking air. What the fuck? Someone clip that. If they can. Whoever's here.
Anyway, I had to be going now. Yes, it's screen time.
I'll kill you!
If there was if I had a nickel for every group that I knew rated at this time, I would have 2 nickels.
Yeah. Nope, that's not.
Anyway, goodbye.
No.
Goodbye.
What the What a stupid dumbass zombie. Oh my fucking god. What a moron. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, I gotta go back. Son of a bitch. Oh, fuck you. Ow, my health. Oh, my ass. Ah. Oh, my God. Now the group reactive is fucking huge. Thanks, Connor, for leaving and making me have to fix my group reactive.
I'm gonna get my Pokemon addicted to smoking.
What? For Pokemon?
Yeah.
On what?
And Pokemon, any of them.
Oh.
I'm just gonna get a team, and I'm just gonna get them addicted to smoking something. Probably cigarettes, but
Okay then.
think about it. It'll make me.
Don't want to think about it.
It'll make my Pokemon more focused.
Focus sash. I don't.
Imagine if they smoke a Marlboro Red and they can use Focus Sash twice.
Marlboros. What?
Fred Flintstone.
Hey, Marlboros, Margaret. That'll work.
Did Fred Flintstone advertise Lucky Strikes or was it Marlboros?
I don't know. I don't remember.
It was Winston's. That's what it was. Fred Flintstone told me to do it.
Oh, can I? I'm stuck. Huh? I'm okay. Oh, I could have just... Can I stop being stuck, please? Thank you, game. Oh, you can grab that, Crane.
I'm getting too old for this shit.
Too old for this shit. Just... I gotta go in there, but I want to see what's down here first. Can I come in here? No, I can't. Damn it. Oh, it's a lock picking. Okay.
So what am I looking for?
The turbines. They're in the main building, but I doubt you can get them going.
Just point me in the right direction.
Got a cold one for him to spill the beans.
Everyone just fucking doubts Crane. Holy shit. I mean, it's obviously because they don't know him, but damn, they're just such fucking doubters. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Okay, we're playing this game, I see.
This guy's talking about this NPC got a black desert boss called I'm literally wearing him on my right now.
Oh my god.
Kyle, I'm afraid the situation's gone from sales to bad to much worse. We sent the patrol to the church to check for signs of the beast one more time.
Bits of the boss that you're wearing.
You lost contact with him, and you'd like me to find out why.
Or the gear belong to that boss.
Could you do that for us?
My boots are
Yeah, I can do that.
boots, which belong to the boss Muskin.
Oh, volume 2 of the side quest killing streak.
My Griffin helmet is made out of Griffin.
Nice. Yes, ambience, I know. I know. Open that. Sound effect, apparently. I got some cookies! Lockpick. Close. Honey. There.
Is something going on in my game? Yeah, I don't have enough inventory space to continue on with the story.
In inventory space for the store. Oh, to get stuff.
If it's giving you an item. Or replacing an item in your inventory. You typically need an open space.
Well, Largo, do you want to explain to me why you have power in your control room, but there's no power down here?
One of the better parts about Black Desert.
There's not enough power
what?
to run
a lot of
place.
a lot of buffs, like the scrolls and stuff. Not the buffs that you
Well, I need some light in here, so shut
like if you're using like a
down your power for now.
Combat or something. All those, the timers pause when you're offline.
Fine. But it isn't
so I used a 24-hour effect item that gives me more XP and skill points. And it's been like 2 days. We've identified where certain items were accidentally removed upon season graduation. The missing items have been restored to your season storage, your hideout storage.
There is a explodey guy in here.
Storage. Interesting. Hideout.
Okay, it's dead.
Did you just pick one of the towns that I don't have next?
Oh, there's another explodey guy. Oh no.
I'm having issues finding hideout. Oh, that's with dirt.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah.
I hate these guys.
What item was mistakenly removed off of my inventory? Oh, the weapon exchange coupons, maybe? $50.
Oh shit.
Shock it to you.
Oh damn, that's a lot.
Gotta find someone to sell this to. Gonna shock it to you, baby. Hello?
Scared.
I'm gonna shock it to you, baby.
Oh, what me, motherfucker?
Oh.
Man, everything is so... Yeah, that's the... Everything's so creaky in here. That's what I'm... Place I can go into is...
I'm learning more lore. The story's nothing like super special, but it is actually pretty interesting. I think the weakest part of the story, unfortunately, is the Medea questline. I really like the Medea area. It's the start of the desert area. It's in the east where the desert kind of is. Valencia is the town inside the desert. The Valencia storyline was pretty okay. It wasn't amazing, but it wasn't horrible. The Medea questline was just kind of boring. There's a lot of like crossroads where you have to pick a storyline to go, or a story route to go down. So there's
ad break in 5 minutes.
You get the same storyline, but you just change how you get there. And none of them really matter. But the Medea ones, the one I chose, is the really boring one, apparently.
Oh my god! Oh my god, stop it! Lobby coming up. Gotta heal. Oh, he's going down. What the fuck? I keep missing my power attacks. God damn it. Maki Slush. Shut up. Lunath.
What did I do?
Mom. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, where were those lockers
There
I
it
saw?
is.
I saw some lockers.
In your head, in your
in here.
head, zombie, in your head.
A zombie you.
Zombie. Oh yeah, there is a reason I'm singing that song. It's because you're playing the zombie game.
Yeah.
Like halfway through singing it, I was like, why am I singing this song? Sometimes I hear or see something and I start like making noises and I'm like, hold on. It's like an automatic thing at this point.
Yeah.
Keep burning activated.
Wait, I can open this though. Oh yeah.
Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Stop it. Oh my god, excuse me.
Okay.
Not being okay. And, oh, I'm going even deeper.
Shit.
And there looks like we
Can't
no way
reach
up.
the turbines. They're all underwater.
What's underwater?
Didn't I just tell you that a moment ago?
I'm gonna look for a way to drain the water.
You're going to get yourself killed.
Shut up, buddy. Got this. Don't I need to drain the water though? Oh, I have to go down there. Okay. This. That's a Fuck you. I like rent. Oh, that's what I'm using right. Wait, no, I'm using a sledgehammer. Yeah, I know.
No, I was trying to figure out how to pronounce it.
Oh, okay. So I do have to go down. Okay. That does not open up. Okay. As I'm swimming. Side objective area. Drain them. Be some. Oh, hold on. What's this? Oh, I need to find a valve. Okay. And I gotta put it on there. Valve must be somewhere in. Oh, nice. I up. What's What's
Alright,
this?
there's the problem. I need to close off that pipe somehow.
Off that pipe. Okay. Can I go in the pipe? No. Oh, here's the valve.
Pokemon Black 2 and White 2 for the Nintendo DS.
I'm gonna drown. Ian. I'm gonna press square. Hot.
That did it.
Did it. Argo. Oh, that's a storage room. Let me get back up. Oh, this way.
Largo. I cut off the water coming in, but I still need to drain the flooded area. There must be a pump down here, right?
On the ground level, I think. Doubt it's working, though.
Love that optimistic attitude.
Realistic. But hey, if you want to get yourself killed, who am I to stand in your way?
Damn, dude. That's some fucking faith.
These old people are telling me to go kill babies.
Oh. Oh, I gotta move this. I didn't know that.
Specifically baby gargoyles. They're still babies.
Yeah. Okay, yep, I had to come in here. I already killed the zombies in here, so that's good.
Pump's offline.
What did I tell you? Went's running on backup, remember? That reserve line
Invest
only
in a
powers a
gate.
few
Why would I
critical
do that?
functions.
Can we use that line to power up the pump or not?
Probably not.
Well, since you've been wrong about everything so far, I'm gonna look for a backup circuit.
That's your funeral.
Yeah, like Kyle said, I love that optimistic attitude.
The baby gargoyles squeak when I kill them.
Oh,
It's very saddening.
yeah.
What the hell? Backup power went out. You do that?
Yeah, I'm working something out.
You son of a bitch.
But other than the fact that I want to do the Kama Sylvia quests and it's the next main thing for me to do, I'm trying to beat the Kama Sylvia quests because there's some side quests that I want to do that are tied to me beating the main story of Kama Sylvia. Because
I don't know how many zombies are gonna come alive.
There's this item called the Checker Totem.
Finally.
And
Now to check
the
below.
amount of XP that you get by get from quests by a lot. And one of the main leveling methods from level
That didn't sound
59
good.
to 60 and 60 to 61 is by doing side quests. And a lot of the higher end side quests that I can do
shit.
right now are like behind this quest line.
Did I get them all? Oh, I think I did. Okay.
Hey, buddy. I'm not your buddy, pal.
Oh.
I'm not your pal, buddy.
I'm not your daddy, I'm your grandpa.
I sure do wish that you were my grandfather. Because then I could call you, Geezer.
Fuck you.
And
El Pablo.
you probably are my grandfather. You're like 75.
You're a fucking bitch.
It's also older than my actual grandfather.
Okay, that.
Older than my great-grandpappy.
Absolutely some stuff in here. Military med kit, morphine, and some fuel.
Methamphetamine.
Oh, morphine.
Methamphetamine.
You know what? Yeah, methamphetamine. Let's just say it's that.
That is called
Excuse me.
Alabama special.
Or an Alabama special.
Largo, the turbines won't stay on.
Listen, man. My parents aren't
Turbines
related.
need water to keep them running.
Only my
Along with everything else, the
great-great-grandparents
feed
were.
pipe is broken.
Well, there must be a way to get water to them.
There's an auxiliary water intake, but that's probably busted too. Told you, you're wasting your time.
You are just a ray of sunshine, you know that?
It's just a ray of sunshine, you know that? Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, shit! Why did I hit his stomach? At least I killed him. Uh-oh. Oh! Yeah, why do I keep doing that? I don't know. I'm an idiot. Did I just corner myself? I hope I did. I could get in here. Oh, hi, buddy. Why do I keep fucking doing that? Oh my god, I just really want to kill myself, don't I? Oh, I'm not here. Oh, he's gonna explode, he's gonna explode, he's gonna explode. Not my issue. Why does this spot look like a boss battle spot? I'm scared there's gonna be a boss spot.
Do you want to know what's so special about Grover Cleveland?
Hey, Largo, I'm
What?
seeing a red pipe. Is that the other water intake?
The $1,000 bill.
Could be. To tell you the truth, I'm kind of colorblind.
Yeah, I'll use it as a bypass. There's a valve, but
Because the
it doesn't have a handle.
$1,000 bill was
Maybe it
printed
broke
for a
off.
while.
Or maybe you want me to come up there and break your head off.
Oh my god.
Relax.
By
I'm
banks
just
and
messing
people,
with
though.
you. You need to find a valve wrench. Should be one lying around. Check the rooms nearby.
Okay, I gotta find a valve wrench. Valve wrench. Check the rooms nearby. Like... how small would it be? I gotta crawl under shit. There. This is valve wrench. Oh, there's something over there. Okay, what the fuck? Oh, that's a volatile. They aren't inside, are they? Oh, it's nighttime. I just realized. Oh, it's in here. Okay.
Got it.
When I get out, it's gonna be fuck time. I have to deal with volatiles.
Good.
It's fucking layout right here. Think that.
Okay, something's happening.
Okay.
Let's see if that worked.
Hopefully.
What the hell? You did it.
Yep.
What do you know? You're not as stupid as you look. Meet me on the first floor. I got something for you.
I swear, if this unoptimistic motherfucker betrays me, I'm gonna be so pissed. Like, just for no fucking... Other than just to be a dick. Like, I'm serious. If he betrays me, I'm killing him. Probably will have to if he does, but... Honestly... I'll be happy. Oh, no, there he is.
To hand it to you. Don't give up easy.
Well, you sure didn't make it easy.
That's because the Baron shut this plant down for a reason. And he wanted it to
I was trying to find a gif of Bill
Yeah,
Clinton,
I work
but,
for
like,
the
half
big
of
man.
them-
Did I forget
just-
to
Oh, he
mention?
works for the Baron. Yeah, he's gonna betray me.
Head so I can see them.
Yep,
half
he
the
betrayed
gifs are
me.
just Bill Clinton looking at Ariana Grande's butt.
The Baron can't wait to see you again.
What a thing to be known for.
Move it!
I wouldn't push me if I were you. You don't want to piss me off.
Uh-oh.
Move!
Hey Dylan,
You're gonna
tried
see
asking them to
a
stop.
really ugly side of me.
No, I'd rather kill him.
Back off.
Did you try? I don't want this dad, please.
There we go. Motherfucker's really made a mistake. Bitch. Ooh, I ripped his fucking head off. Oh shit, guys have guns? Oh, I gotta kill him.
I told you not to piss me off.
Hell yes.
I gotta get that power back
When
on.
is it? 8:30. It's 8:30.
Yep. Now I gotta see a Tonfa. Holy shit. Sure, I'll grab that. I repair it. It does need. I'm gonna find that motherfucker that I knew he was gonna betray me. I had a fucking feeling about that. Ohawk hammer. I can't believe I saw that fucking coming. It is hilarious. Gonna probably try to kill me, and I'm gonna eat his ass. Well, I'll take that machete. Why not? That's crazy.
What has Connor turned you into?
Oh no.
Oh man, that's what.
Oh. Where'd that asshole go? Not Connor. The other dude.
I was about to say, I'm gonna tell him you said that.
He's probably gonna appear to me because this is a cutscene.
Sheriff, the power plant's back up. The Baron's the one who shut it down.
Connor.
A Baron? Did you find my rangers?
They'll come back.
No. The Baron's men probably took him out.
Uh-oh.
A dog named Rufus and a dog.
And here come more of them. I'm gonna make sure the power stays on.
Uh-oh.
You should just get out of there.
Not until I finish what I started.
Rufus and
We do
Toothless.
not
Too bad
want a
they're both
war
gonna
with
be
the Baron.
sacrifices.
That war is already coming, whether you want it or not.
Hey, I clear the place out with soldiers. How did they drive here safely? There's like fucking... Oh my god. There's volatiles outside.
Wanna try me? No running now.
Whoop. I'm gonna run, bitch.
Nope.
Oh, he kicked me too, bitch.
You're mine now.
Can I fucking beat your asses? There we go. Jack. You guys give me a good amount of stuff too.
I'm gonna give you a good amount of stuff.
I'm gonna eat your ass. Huh?
That's crazy.
I'm Widway playing Dying White the Beast.
I looked at I was looking for a Where the Wind Meets stream, and the first one that I clicked on was
Nice try.
It's what?
some guy harassing an NPC.
I'm watching you.
Nice. Oh shit.
Prepare to bleed. Get back.
Nope, don't touch me, ouch. Oh, he's dead. On his leather hammer. Old hatchet. Oh my god, it's you. No, I don't want to use that. Oh. Yeah, it's nighttime, that's right. Come on, buddy, get in here. Ah, you dickhead.
Nope.
Yup. Another guy's in here. Fuck. That dude's dead. Dude, fuck you.
Killing spree.
I love killing sprees. Okay, so where it's supposed to go? Where's the rest of the
There's more.
the rest of the Baron's men? I'll be up here, I'm guessing. Yep. Ooh, ammo. Oh, there's guns. I don't have a gun with me. Oh, that's not good. I bet that's not good. I'm being shot at. Okay. Oh, nuggets. Oh, chicken nuggets. Grenades? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna kick them, then I'm gonna kill them. Ooh, a rifle? Gimme. Oh shit. Ooh, hey, it's daytime
Sheriff,
now.
the plant's up and running. You're gonna need to send some people here if you want to keep it that way.
Get yourself back here. We need to talk.
Oh, this guy's a luxury trader.
I did it. I managed to survive.
He's got a lot of luxury goods.
You luxury good.
Yes, you will.
Okay,
I'm gonna
oh man, I gotta
sweet. I'm gonna sell you some sweet-smelling rat poison.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah. Can I buy it? No, that's selling. How do I buy trade goods?
I survived the night, at least. Okay, well then let's head back. And I just need to swim all the way over, right?
I'm gonna swim to
Okay.
you.
Yo,
Olivia,
why does the water
power
look
plant
like this
is back
now?
online.
Oh my god, I'm stuck
You
underwater.
are a man of many talents, Mr. Crane.
Okay, I'm
The
good.
Baron was the one who shut it down. I'm thinking he wants the valley under his thumb. Without any electricity, they'd be at his mercy.
Sounds like something he'd do.
Now I just have
Oh
to
my
convince the folks
God.
at the town hall they can't give in to a bully.
But
Because once you do, there's no
You
end
could
to
make
it.
an absolute monster and where the wind meets.
what do you mean by? Oh yeah, the character creation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has really good character creation. Remember?
Kyle, this is Pietro.
Pietro who?
That guy looks,
Pietro the handyman at the
very
town
good.
hall. You don't know me, but I know you.
At
I've
least
seen
Silent
you
Tower.
around.
No.
I hear you got the power plant back online. Yet the substation.
Oh,
still needs
Petro
to be
is the
reset.
guy that for the
Otherwise,
collab
juice won't get
quest.
funneled to the devices in the area that help us to hide and survive.
Yeah, okay, I can lend you guys a hand.
Thanks, Kyle. The substation halfway between us and the plant is the most important. It feeds the old
I think
town
he
grid.
is.
I got it. I'll call you once I'm there.
The name sounds no, the cable guy. That's a different quest. I gotta finish this before I can.
When you get a chance, look at General.
I'll check now. What the hell?
Yeah.
That's terrifying. Even Gen AI said hell. What's wrong?
Huh?
What's wrong?
I don't know.
Where did it go? Discover. That is cool. Nah, I'll just. Oh, that's a lot of zombies. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god, I'm getting hit. I can't move. Jesus Christ, I can't. Leave me alone. Ad break incoming, 5 minutes. We gotta be chased. bitch. Oh my fucking god, okay. Oh, I'm almost dead. I'm almost dead. Heal. So I think Power Gambit is the I just gotta finish up this quest and this mission, and then I should be able to do PUBG mobile lab mission, and then I'll do that, and depending how long it takes, after that I'll probably either start where winds meet, or I'll just play it another day, and, oh my god, and then I'll end stream or something.
One of the people on Connor's.
Oh wait, today's Friday.
Yeah.
So you don't have to work tomorrow. Anyways, what were you saying? Sorry.
One of the people on Connor's server said, "Leave Connor alone, you nerds."
What's the word?
And I said, "I can't. I'm legally obligated to mess with Connor. I have a signed contract with him that says so." And she's like, "Ah, okay, never mind. You're good. I don't want to mess with the legally binding." So it's okay when I make fun of him, I guess.
I think so. Gonna put stuff away. That gun. Oh, and I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna go sell a few things. Like. Ooh, saber claws. Ooh, a pickaxe, camp axe, axe, jetty. I got enough.
Perhaps a wheat beer.
Put together quite a crew that's all fucked in the head.
You did it, and I'm grateful. But I worry about sending our people out there. And we can't make an enemy of the Baron.
Stop giving me items. I don't
He's
have
already
any
our enemy.
Space.
Without power, we might not survive here.
Storage space
but we can't stand against the Baron.
So many random items.
He has an army.
I don't want to go through.
But we
and figure out
can.
what they all do.
If we can get all the other survivors in the valley to stand with us.
And how are we going to do that?
Sylvia storage is
Everyone
full.
is just fighting to survive.
My Calpheon storage
I'm with Florence on this one, Crane.
Basically
Open
full.
war with the Baron would be suicide.
So we take our time, gather allies, keep an eye on what he's doing, learn what we can, get intel on him.
I like that idea.
I'm not so sure, Jacob. We should focus on rebuilding this place, especially now that the power's back on.
Why can't we do both? Concentrate on rebuilding and keep watch on the Baron. They know me, so I'm thinking you should send some rangers out to check on what his men are up to. Meanwhile, I'll help get this place up and running.
Fine. I'll send some patrols to keep an eye on the Baron's men.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Let me know what you find.
Largo embargo. I still didn't get to kill Largo. I'm gonna kill that motherfucker.
I'm gonna Largo your embargo.
Kyle, do you copy?
Yeah, what's up?
I was digging through some data and found the location of another Chimera test site.
Wait, I'm confused.
Where's it at?
It says something about an old monument.
So I
The test
built
entry is
an
outdated,
Etheria
but
sailboat,
someone at the town hall might know more.
but I still
It's worth
have.
asking.
And I'll see what I can find out.
The certificate things to make a new one. How does that work?
Oh, there it is. Hunting season. Oh, but I'm like one more rank before I can do it. You know what? I'm just gonna do it either way.
Choose your transcendent hammer box. What does that mean?
Kyle, quit horsing around.
So I have to be rank 6, but I'm gonna just do it anyway.
Come in.
Talk to me quick.
I got an item called
Train.
Choose Your Transcendent
If you're here for news on what the
Hammer.
Baron's men are up
I have
to,
no
I
idea
have
what
nothing to report yet.
Transcendent Hammer does.
Actually, I'm here about something else.
Ask away.
It's about the old monument.
What about it?
I've heard the Baron's men have been up to something near the monument.
Yeah, some of my rangers reported on that weeks ago. We haven't sent patrols that way for a while now.
I have like
Why?
4 of these rings.
Because they chased us away. But
want them.
Marcus
It's
and
worse
Carson
than
did
what I
mention
have
they
now.
sell containers of chemicals.
Chemicals?
Don't know the details, but I suspect the Baron's running some kind of
Ad break.
experiment
Wait, I thought
there.
the ad break was over already.
If I were you, I'd keep your distance. No reason to
like
go
a
kick the
while ago.
hornet's nest.
Oh.
Sorry to bother you,
I
but
don't know what
Keller
I'm
needs to
talking
see
about. I'm
you.
making
Something
things up.
about supplies.
Right. Tell him I'll be there in a minute.
I'm making things up.
Sorry, but as you can see,
Of course. Duty calls.
The duty.
I love making things up. You want me to make more things up? Oh, too bad.
Can't do that side. Oh.
I failed.
Let's just.
I don't think this would be worth doing.
Baron's a fucking gunner.
I'll grab this quest quick and then. How do I get up there? It's up on the roof, so I'll just get up there.
Sissel's necklace. Who's Sissy and why am I making her necklace?
Person's over here. The fuck am I going? Oh, here.
Wow.
Wowza yowza.
Why won't this piece of shit work?
Sissel's necklace at Penn has an AP of 22, which is
Hey, you wouldn't happen
less
to be
than my
Kyle?
current gear.
I would happen to be Kyle.
But it has
Splendid. Glad you found me.
Right, let me guess.
13, which
You
my
need
necklace
something for your
doesn't
research.
Tough as nails and smart as a whip. Bravo. Bravo.
Yeah, I see guitars, sheet music, a shit ton of notes about sound waves. It seems a little random. What exactly are you researching?
I suppose it does look a little odd next to each other. I'll get on with it.
Oh, I
I'm
already have a
physicist.
Kaposhi
I
earring.
research sound.
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
With guitars.
Yeah, this doesn't
I'm not
seem
doing
to have
research
any
with guitars.
DP,
Come
but I'm
on.
not gonna
I do
sacrifice
strum
DP
once
for
in a
some
while
DP,
to relax.
you know?
Might even jot down
Once
some
you
notes.
do DP in my
So when you're not
AP
relaxing,
until I
you're researching
overrun-
sound?
Guess I'm a one-trick pony, huh? Well, maybe I am. What can I say? I am who I am. But moving on. Let's get back to what's significant,
grad.
special,
What's a tomb
and
grad?
scientific.
So I'm at
All
the
right,
Kaposhi, so I'm
Mr.
gonna go
Scientist.
30.
Oh, pardon me for not introducing myself. The name's Tom. Nice to meet you.
Well, Tom, what do you need?
First off, a motor. Second, audiophile grade cables.
You might go
Third,
through and map
Kevlar.
out what the different gear is.
What are you just blurting out random nouns?
Oh, sarcasm. A sign of great intellect, but also emotional weakness. You ever succumb to angry outbursts?
Often. I feel one coming on right now.
Right. Well, I'd better explain then. It's about assembling an apparatus capable of emitting waves that'll penetrate solid bodies, albeit only at precisely defined frequencies I henceforth refer to as sonarifiers. Hold on, let me get my notes. Yes, so they'll be generated, and then, if nothing disrupts the source, the propagation of the oscillation in a linear direction will...
Tom,
achieve the effect of...
Tom!
Yes?
Motor, cables, Kevlar, all clear. It's all I need to know. No need to explain.
You sure? I was just getting started.
100% sure. Never been more sure about anything. I'll see you later.
Kyle, just check that paper over there on the cabinet. Someone had been helping me earlier, but, well, what's important is that you'll find details there on where to find what I need.
Paper? One.
Hey, Dylan, guess what?
What?
That's all.
Shut your fucking mouth. Oh, excuse me.
That's nasty.
I know.
That's nasty. Oh, that's nasty. Capotia's 13 AP. Would it be worth upgrading to Vala? Dawn Earring is...
Alrighty, let's go start the event. Finally.
Get this, so I'm just...
It never ends, does it?
Ciggy in my mouth, finger on the trigger. Eyes in the back of my head, because a man can only make a mistake just fucking...
At 9 hours till nighttime. I can...
Black distortion.
I'll give you a black distortion.
Olivia, that monument is a war memorial, and the Baron's men have been spotted there.
So you convinced the townspeople to help you?
It wasn't easy. They really don't want to get on the Baron's bad side.
I get it.
I'll let you know when I turn up.
So there is the...
I mean, he's searching you, bitch! Okay, fuck these. Throw them out of there. I can't jump. Okay, I just wanted those valuables. I'm like only one level under this.
Whoa!
They're weird.
You're my little booty.
For what?
Oh, nothing.
The fuck? Follow me?
You're my little boo thing.
That mean.
You're my little boo thing.
Oh, boo thing. Okay, that's what you said.
Not boofing, boo thing. B-O-O.
I did say that. Boo thing.
Oh, I thought you said boofing. It's like boofing you. Weird. It's a song by Paul Russell.
Who's Paul Russell?
He's the one that sings "You're My Little Boo Thing."
I've never heard of the song.
You've probably heard it on the radio before.
I have barely listened to the radio in like.
It's good because that song came out years ago.
Oh, I literally never heard of it.
Lyrics are apparently, look, let me tell you, girl, you my little boo thing.
Oh god, oh god.
I don't give a hoot what your dudes say. Girl, I know.
Oh god.
You a little too ting. I'll be shooting that shot like 2K, girl. I know. Tell him I'm next. Tell him he found a little something too fresh. I know.
What in the fucking hell?
Basically, I'm gonna get you to cheat on your man.
What in the fucking high level area? I don't care. I'll be fine.
It's like the most like cheery song ever.
Lee?
It's like din it, din it, I'm your little booty. You're my little booty. It's quite the interesting song.
I know I'm entering a high-level area, but whoa. No, that's not where I wanted to be. That's not. I'm not doing the quest I wanted to do.
I'm in the Voltira Mountains.
Oh, I'm an idiot. I went the exact wrong fucking way.
I'm in the mountains.
I have to go run all the way back. God.
I'm in the mountains.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Yeah, I want to at least get this event mission done before I end stream tonight, but wonder, would I be able to? Should I do where winds meet today or tonight?
That is up to you. I have no clue.
If not, like I said, Thursday was gonna be where I was gonna aim for it, but I'll see how I feel after.
Hey, yo! I looked up where the wind meets, and under it was a game called Where All Began Season 1. It's a visual novel RPG dating simulation game. This game graphically depicts sexual acts in a pornographic way. Very nice. It's also
on all frequencies.
In
the Baron is offering a hefty reward for the capture of Kyle Crane. He poses a threat to us all.
Fuck. What is it this time?
It's a different game I saw.
Heads up. We're dropping weapons to help you defeat that oppressor. Want more weapons? Fire a flare and we'll deliver them to you. Let the hunt begin.
Oh, this is for the event.
Hunt. Good luck with that. And as for those weapons, I'll be more than happy to take care of them.
This game is ugly. Oh my god.
Oh.
That's a wiener. That's two wieners. What in the world? What's going on here, Steve?
Oh yeah, I'm a parkour pro. Oh, they're shooting it. I should have gotten it. Well, there's a truck over here, so that'll be fun. I gotta get up there, I think. Oh, something exploded.
Is that guild's name Orkin? I'm Orkin it.
I'm Orkin.
Like once a week I see one of their trucks around. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
So that's all I think about now. I'm organic.
Noise draws biters.
Oh shit.
I love having
Oh, I'm almost dead. I'm almost dead. Don't Naruto run at me. Oh my god, I'm stuck. I'm dead. No, I'm not. I'm good. Let me hit you, assholes. Oh, God. I need to get out of the way. I don't need to be the beast. Let me go. Oh, shit. Oh, my weapon's almost broken. Is broken. Mantle it. I'll put bat on. Did I say bat?
Bat news.
Arrows next.
Did you say arrow?
Arrows, yeah. Oh, motherfucker.
They said barrows at first, which is
oh, no, I said arrows.
It's a character, it's a god in RuneScape, and it's like arrows armors.
No, imagine they do a RuneScape collab. It wouldn't
be the weirdest one.
No, it wouldn't. I gotta look through all the Dying Light collabs again, like Dying Light 2 and all that other shit, and see what collabs there. Lots of arrows here. Ooh, a legendary Molotov? Holy. Other shit. Does not seem like it, so let's open this.
Chivalry. Unturned.
Yeah.
Rust, Call of
Juarez. That's another Techland. And obviously Left 4 Dead 2.
Payday. World of Darkness. For Honor. And Balatro.
Want more weapons? Yes, please. Yeah, we'll see who's hunter and prey here.
Interesting crossover. Collaboration.
What's wrong?
World of Darkness is an interesting collaboration.
Yeah, actually, what is World? I don't remember what World of Darkness is.
Vampire the Masquerade.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that collab was. Was it for 2 or what?
2.
Oh, okay, then I might have missed that one.
Let's see who bags the drop first. Me or my hunters.
And that might have been one I missed. Oh, I have a time limit.
I'm gonna miss you.
Yeah, I have like a 2-minute timer on it. So I can get there in time? You're gonna give me a bacteria infection? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Everything.
Oh shit. Fuck it.
You're gonna inject it straight into your hip.
Oh, there's a big fucking guy in here.
Looks like the tough guy's biting off more than he can chew.
Oh.
All
oh
right,
god.
Time to clean up the mess.
Oh, this is a chimera. I might have to switch weapons. He's like a child. Oh my god. Okay, okay. Oh, there's guys here too. Holy shit. Ouch. I can't hit this fucker.
If I turn around, if I see either,
This guy's taking a while. Oh shit, that works. Oh yeah. Oh my god, I can't move. Oh, he's dead. Nice. Why was I backing up in my seat with these zombies in the background? The fuck? It wasn't real life.
that immersive again.
Yeah. Oh, survivors died? I do not care. God damn, I'm gonna need the need to get more healing. Take more. R, stop it. I hope. Hit me, pop. Oh. Another legendary Molotov. Rose? Is this? Fury? No.
You said it wrong.
How do I say it right then?
Cuckoo Cachoo!
You're a cuckoo Jew. Hey, what was this? Oh, it was... Did I just hear myself?
My headphones are doing that thing where it turns off randomly.
Oof.
Let's fire it up.
Oh, the frying pan. Killing pan. There we go.
Ding dong. You know what? I'm gonna call you a ding dong.
You're a
ding dong. You're a ding dong. And the ding dong get you.
Honestly, I don't have time for you.
I'm so stupid.
Oh god, I don't have time for these guys.
Fuck you!
Fuck you too, buddy. Where do I go? Jet. I don't want to fall off. Oh, I probably have to go on the bridge. No, this way. I only have like that. I don't care.
Another drop.
Ad break in 5 minutes.
Stay on your guard. We know Kyle Crane is lurking around the drops and killing innocents. Stop him.
Oh, they're doing propaganda. It's me. Okay. Nuggets.
Time for another drop.
I refuel this. Those guys with guns now, great. You good guys? Oh my god, they're not good. They're not good, they're not good, they're not good.
You're not good.
Ouch. Oh shit. I might die. Ouch. Okay, asshole. I only have so many I only have so much limited healing.
I got you now.
Oh shit, nuggets. Oh shit, nuggets. Gotta get these. God. Maybe this is why this is not recommended for me. Level. I am bad at this game! Where's the guys with the guns? Where's the guys with the guns? Where's the guys? The guy with a bow. I should have brought one of my guns.
Gotcha now.
Fuck nuggets. What if I run these guys over instead?
Gonna send you straight to hell.
What's wrong?
I don't have enough inventory to play live mouse into my
Oof. Oh, I'm a beast now. I can kill these fuckers. Where's the guy with the gun? Got him. Okay. I only have 5 healing, and there's guys with guns still shooting at me. Okay. There's a big guy too. Oh no. I only have 5 healing. There's multiple gun guys? Oh my god, I'm screwed. My weapon is okay. Fuck you, Nick. God, I'm so screwed. Maybe I should use a Molotov. Hey, fuck the Tonfa. Fuck the old military machete. Jawline.
I'm gonna remove your jawline. Whoa.
What? Oh my god. Leave me alone! I'm gonna die. I can't do anything. I'm gonna die. Oh. I'm gonna die. I can't move. I can't heal. God, heal. Yep, I'm dead. Fuck. At least I have plenty of time to do this. Oh my god, I am so out of healing. Wait, I can craft more. I can craft 18. Oh my god.
I'm so out of healing.
Back at 22 healing.
I'm gonna put you in my backpack.
You're not. Put the ranger's axe on. I should go get a gun. Or maybe I'll just kill one of the gunners and then use their gun.
I have a live mouse in my backpack.
Fuck.
Time for another drop.
To catch a lizard. How do I catch them?
I'm gonna use this guy's gun. Screw it. Fuck you, buddy. Gun. I have a lot of.
This is in my backpack? Okay. I have a 2.5 foot long lizard in my backpack.
Interesting. Where's the other gunner? Oh, ad break's gonna end in 1.5 minutes.
Karl Marx.
What, Karl Marx?
You're mine. I don't know. Sound like this guy was talking about.
Oh shit, I'm out of ammo.
You're not even from the same world as him. There's no empty slot. There is an empty slot. I just want to finish this quest line. I want to go to this quest line. I want to hurt you. Fine. Okay. What's the next closest place I can go to shove items into the storage?
Shove items of your butt?
Sure, man. I can also do a Drex, yeah, but I don't know if I'll allow you to do a Drex, yeah.
What another gun?
I don't know where my horse is. Before I can do anything with storage, I gotta find my horse. I have to dedicate some time to go through.
That's your bow, idiot. That's you dead.
Are my employees still doing things in this
Slitter, I'll grab that. Oh, there's more gun guys. I can't heal. Okay, okay. Fuck this shit. Oh, there's more guys. What the fuck? What the hell? Bruh.
Catch that! Where's he go?
Oh my god, bruh. You dickweed.
Swing at him!
Okay. I'm going this way. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, bitch. That'd be another gun I could take. Oh, does not seem like. Damn it. Fucker. kill you, dude.
Swing at this.
You called it ugly, buddy. The big guy, god damn it. Killing you.
Back off. What the hell?
Ouch. Fuck you too, buddy. Ouch. He's dead. Nice. What a dick.
What? What'd I do?
You did a lot, idiot. I hope so, motherfucker. Where's the other gun guys?
Ford Explorer in 2015.
Shit, that. There.
Now it's time for today's sponsor. Skibbity Legends Revival.
What the fuck is Skibbity Legends Revival?
It's my new game.
Hope you never make it.
It costs $25.
Shit.
And it has 250 hours.
If this keeps up, I'll be hunted by the whole valley.
Ready, let's unlock this. God damn it. SMG ammo, P4, achievements. How many times do I have to do
Another one's coming.
Oh shit, more bad guys. And they've got guys.
End of the line.
End of the line.
Pop rocks in your mouth, please.
They won't. Oh my god, they're everywhere. The gun guys are fucking shooting me everywhere.
You're gonna get woken up by the popping sensation in your mouth. And you'll be like, oh my god, I'm dying. What's going on?
I hope so.
Delicious exploding rock.
Where the fuck do I go? Maybe I should have just followed the road. Oh no, I just had to go here. More gun guys. Are you fucking nut, people? If this vehicle starts exploding on me, I'm gonna be pissed. My god, so many guys with guns.
Bang, bang.
Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking fail this.
To all participants in the hunt, Your target is Kyle Crane, not the other participants.
Yes, no, I'm
You
the...
shouldn't be fighting each other.
No, fight each other,
Focus on the
please.
prey.
No, don't focus
Prey
on
can
prey.
hear everything.
I'm so low on gas. I need to hurry up. I need to refuel. Shit, I don't have much time. Get back in, get back in, get back in. There's a piece of wood stuck inside. I don't have much time left. I might lose this.
You're gonna die.
Oh no, I made it. Okay.
But you said you don't have much time.
Trying to get to where I gotta go, but I do.
You're gonna die.
Yes, I'm gonna.
The boss that's coming. I can feel it. Stop talking and keep an eye out. Fuck's sake.
These idiots don't realize I'm here already.
No way he'll catch me off guard.
Ooh, I'm gonna catch you up.
I don't know who you are. Who are you?
Oh my god!
Who are you?
I'm here, bitches!
Show yourself, damn it!
Did.
Here we go.
Motherfuckers.
I hope you get good night's sleep tonight. That's right.
It's nighttime. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. I'm screwed.
Yes.
I say that as I'm looting shit.
That generally happens at nighttime, yes.
No, like, I'm dead. There's gonna be volatiles out. Where's the weapon drop? Please, please, please. That's a hardware store. Where's the weapon drop? Oh my god. Oh, it's up there. That might be true.
What is the elevator?
Yeah, it's gonna be nighttime.
Dodge that!
Oh, fuck me, friends. Shit nuggets. I'm so dead. I'm so dead. I'm dead. Let me get the loot drop and then on my merry way. Please. My god.
The boss that's coming. I can feel it.
Dodge that!
So many of these guys down here. I'm just gonna fucking go up here.
Gotcha now!
You know. Oh shit! Bye bye! I'm so doomed.
Reaching.
I can't get up.
Hey, up me!
How? Stuffy just one-shot me. Okay, you know what? I think I'm gonna use my Molotov.
The boss that's coming. I can feel it.
eyes watery. Jesus Christ.
Make you.
Ugh. I'm about to fucking start crying.
Stop crying, Dylan. It's not that serious.
Shit. Who's shooting me?
Dylan's a little baby man.
You're a baby man. Someone's got a fucking sniper rifle on me.
I'm not the baby, you're the baby.
The baby?
Let's go.
Oh, I'm on fire. Oh my god, that's the big fire. Oh fuck, I'm downed. Oh, I'm not gonna eat this. Fuck you. Okay, fuck you. Oh, I'm out of Molotovs. Do I have anything more? No, I just have C4, but that's not gonna be grinding.
Always worth trying to use C4.
Hey, ugly, over here.
Solve any problem with the correct kind of explosives.
Fuck you, buddy. Oh, leave me alone.
Oh, that's a wild horse.
I'm not gonna be able to do this, aren't I? What? I hit him. Oh, I'm dead. Guy with the gun. Another gun guy? These guys leave me alone for fuck's sake. Okay, I might actually win this. Holy shit.
Kick you off.
This is a big one, I think.
Gonna send you straight to hell. Swing enemies.
Holy shit. I'm gonna take your gun. Fuck you, bud. Your marks. What's in here? Nothing. Oh wait, what's this? Oh, I think I can rest here. Oh no, I just turned that. What's the point of that? I'm gonna dismantle this. Oh wait, that does a lot of exploding knife, shotgun ammo. I want to go rest. Oh. Hockey. Those screw. You volatiles. I'm out of healing. Craft more? I can craft more. Thanks. Please be the last one.
Gonna get myself in trouble.
Let me in, let me in, let me in. Oh, I'm so screwed. It is so dark. Oh no, I'm low on... I have volatiles after me and I'm low on, shit. Volatiles are everywhere. Oh, I just fell.
I'm not like the other guys.
Screw this. Got me. Oh, of course there's a big guy here. And a spitter. The guy that spits. Oh, right there. One the beast nest.
I just killed you. You're gonna bow back.
Oh, I died. Okay. I lost so much XP. How many? I could make some grenades. Wait, I got exploding knives. What am I talking about? Ad break in 5 minutes. Uh-oh. I seem to be okay now.
crate's already been swiped.
Oh shit. Follow the tracks? Where are the tracks though? Over this way.
Can you cry? The Black Spirit said it almost teared up listening to this story. Are you capable of feeling emotions, number one? And number two, are you capable of crying?
This might be the last thing I gotta do actually for this mission. Holy shit. Okay, that's good. That's open. Volatiles every fucking. Ooh, everything.
Shit, sounds like trouble.
Well. Guess you called it. He's here on his own. 2 bottles on me.
Damn straight. Saw from a distance how you took out those punks at the second drop, and I told him, why the hell send some schmucks after Crane?
And I said, care to elaborate?
Then I explained.
That dude has a big gun.
The
I
guy
think it's a
clearly
flamethrower.
likes the shiny stuff from the drops.
Jeremo, the
So let's use that.
I couldn't believe you'd fall for it so easily.
like an old
so I
tiny
said,
version
I'll bet 2
Jeremy.
bottles of moonshine he ain't gonna
I am
bite.
Jeremo, the
I was
poacher.
confident and replied, you'll see. Move the drop to the warehouse, and the sly bastard will walk right into our trap.
I'm Jeremo the Wise.
Well, gentlemen, I applaud the performance, but you're locked in here with me. Not the other way around.
Well, not just us.
Good exit.
Uh-oh.
Fire the door!
They have some kind of gas?
I can't shut that off.
Oh my god. What do I do? I gotta survive. Okay. Got like a bat. Battle Royale bat. Okay. There's a lot of guys here. Okay, until that, I'm gonna. Oh, there's a big guy in here. Oh shit. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck me. That's a different big guy, okay. Oh, shit. I'm so dead. I can't move. Fuck. Holy shit, I can't move. Fuck. I'm almost done. Come on. I gotta get those explosives at least.
You looking for a fight? Fall back!
Shit nuggets. Oh fuck, that's stupid of me.
Time's up, Crane.
What's up, Crane? I'm running around in circles. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, come on. Other, oh yeah. I am at one fucking. Can I craft more? I can craft 2, okay, good.
You're already dead.
Well, I'm not. I just gotta get rid of the gun guy.
You're dead.
Oh my god, let me move, damn it. Oh my fucking god, bitch.
Shit!
He was not dead yet. Fuck. Oh my god. Oh, he's dead now. Nice. And there's more. Oh my god. Of course there's the big guy. I'm out of healing. That. Fuck it. And there's more gun. Only one, okay.
You're only one.
You got the gun. Oh my god. I'm dead. So fun. I can't. Oh, I can craft 1. Nice. Shit, fuck.
Nice try.
That's not good. I need a gun. Oh, perfect. I got a gun. Jump scare.
Dead.
Nope, don't touch me. Oh, okay.
Uh-oh. My horse just glitched out when I was gliding down a mountain with its wings, and it like, touched a rock and started falling like a... Well, I touched a rock and started falling like a rock.
There's a guy with a shotgun. Oh no. I'm dead. I'm so dead. I don't want to restart this.
Get the fuck back!
Fuck! I'm probably gonna have to restart this whole damn thing. Wait, am I? Doesn't look like it, I think. Nope. Okay. Really, asshole?
Nope.
Shit, I need more ammo. Oh, shotgun. Got him. Ranger shotgun, hell yeah. Oh, zombie. Nope, no zombies. I'm so dead. Oh my god, dude. You're gonna get yourself killed. I think you just did.
Get over it, fast!
Oh. Where is he? Oh, fuck shit.
I'm gonna fuck you up!
No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. Oh, he's a boss. Okay. That's why he's not dying so fast.
Got something for you! Bring it on! Let's fucking hit it!
Oh, I'm dead again. Fuck. Please tell me I just gotta fight him. No? Okay.
Why won't you just fucking die?
Where is he? Fuck it.
Think I can't take him on my own?
I can't see him. Oh my god.
I need backup!
Oh, that was stupid. Shit. Let me try this frying pan.
Got something for you!
Nope, that's not gonna go well for me.
Crimson Rapid.
At least he's burning himself.
You're fucking screwed!
Not fucking screwed. Where is this man?
Bring it on! Let's fucking hit it!
Oh shit, bitch! Wish I can grab that Molotov.
Reinforcements!
Just so you know, the music on your stream is a little too loud.
It is? Shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. You think 80 would be good?
Probably 75.
Okay. Oh. Oh, I'm okay.
I'm gonna fuck you up!
It's a little better, yeah.
A little better? Do you need me to turn it down even more?
Probably not.
Probably not? Okay. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Get over it, fast!
You and your fucking gas. Jesus Christ, dude.
Think I can't take you on my own?
Oh, I'm a beast now. Nice. God, this is so hard. You're not. I know I can do this. And you know what? I should. It's obviously hard because it's like a higher difficulty. Right.
You're fucking screwed!
Gotta check
the only time owls look scary is when they're wet. Or bald.
I'm gonna fuck you up! What the fuck? It's just one guy!
I'm gonna make shit. I hate when he does that. I'm so close. Fuck nuggets. Where's the psychotic man?
Take that prick down!
You're a prick. Oh fuck.
I'll bring your head to the Baron!
Hey, you won't. Oh my god. Chicken nuggets. Ouch. Oh, I'm dead. Heal. Good. You're a monster. Bro, you're not fucking normal if you're surviving my hits.
I'll rip you some fucking
I'm getting out of here. Where the fuck is he? Get me out of here, damn it. Dude, can you just die already? Mom's a foul abomination. Well, this guy keeps throwing grenades at me. Not very nice of him. Oh, shitballs.
Enough of this shit!
Is he throwing shit everywhere now? Who is he? He's almost dead.
No! No!
Yes. Yes!
You killed my man!
Yeah, and they deserved it. Shit. Ouch.
Die already!
Oh. You die already, motherfucker. So fucking close. It's so fucking close. I have no healing left whatsoever. Oh shit, I'm dead. Yep. This is annoying. This is actually fucking annoying. And I've got to kill him again.
Why won't you just fucking die?
She would stop. Oh my god, I don't want to do this again.
Who's
Can I modify shit? You know what? Fuck it. I might.
Let's fucking hit it! What? Think I can't take you on my own?
Oh, I can't believe I gotta do this again. Oh my god.
You're fucking screwed!
So annoying.
Got something for you!
We don't. Let me use those two-handed weapons, see if that'll be better. Fuck you! Really?
Get over it, boss!
Doesn't seem to be changing the fact that I'm barely doing damage to it. Try this weapon.
What? Think I can't take you on my own?
Oh my god, that did a chunk of damage.
Reinforcements! I need backup!
No, don't give him reinforcements.
I'm gonna fuck you up!
No, you're not. Son of a... Actually pissing me off. I can't fucking do this. I'm so limited on healing.
Why won't you just fucking die?
You know what? Maybe I will try the C4. Wait, no, I don't think it'll work. Wait, can I throw it? Hold on. If I can throw the C4, that might actually work.
Bring it on! Let's fucking hit it!
Nope, it's not gonna work on him, isn't it?
What? Think I can't take you on my own?
Oh my fucking... I've been trying, but... actually annoying.
Why won't you just fucking die?
Why don't you die, buddy? Shit! Try this.
I'm gonna fuck you up!
Oh shit, he's taking a lot of damage now. What the fuck? What got him? I don't know what that was, but he had a good chunk of health taken care of.
Bring it on! Let's fucking hit it!
I'm gonna hit you, buddy. 5 seconds. Oh, the fire! The fire's actually doing shit to him. Holy shit. It wasn't at first. I don't get it. Whatever.
Get sun on fire.
Come on, go in the fire, buddy. Oh shit, nuggets. I need to get out of here. I might be able to beat him this time. Wherever he is. There he is.
Think I can't take you on my own?
Oh shit!
Reinforcements! I need backup!
He somehow keeps missing the fire. Hi. Bitch.
Got something for you!
Yeah, I wish.
Let's fucking hit it! You're fucking screwed!
Nope, I gotta get out of there.
I'm gonna finish off this prick!
Okay, I might win this on some bullshit. He's like less than half health now. I just don't know where he is now, Jet. There he is.
Take that prick down! You took your fucking time, alright?
Yeah, because you're hitting like a truck, buddy.
What the fuck? It's just one guy!
Ouch. Nope. Nope, I can't move. Fuck this. The heal.
Finish off this prick!
Oh my god. Yeah, I really was not ready for this mission. If I get ad break in 5 minutes again. What's wrong?
Bring your head to the Baron!
I'll bring your head to the Baron. Oh shit, there he is. I just gotta jump around like an idiot to win this. Holy shit! I've almost been streaming for 3 hours. Damn.
Enough of this shit!
Oh my god, that was close. I think I'm gonna kill him. Gotta get out of here. The fuck is he? Oh, fuck you, bitch.
You stubborn fuck!
You're a stubborn fuck, more like it. Holy shit, dude. He's almost dead. Holy shit. Okay, I'm out of healing. You're low in health, buddy. I'm not losing to you. Shit, fuckers. Yes. Yes. I don't know where he is. There he is. He's gonna die. One more hit. Got him.
Not sure about the moral of this story, but at least I gathered some decent gear.
Holy fucking shit. That hurt so bad. I got all the gear. Can't grab it.
That hurt you so good.
God. I need so much healing.
Then get it.
How do I get out of here? No, it's... Please. I've suffered enough. Oh my god, it's daytime. What?
I don't know.
God,
it's just something random that popped into my head.
Okay, let's see the new gear I got. Okay, it's stronger, I think. Yeah, it seems... I'll put that on one. And it gives me more XP, apparently? Oh, okay. How far did I travel? I need to get back to the... And then, you know what? I think that's a good time to end. But I will end after this ad break. And after I go back to the town hall too. I have a bunch of assholes coming after me. Help me! Did the ad break actually end? I don't know. Okay, I think it ended. Nope, it's just started. Spitter right here. This will give me some time to go back to things. Airdrop rush is now available. Shut the fuck up. Talk to you.
Cast a legendary spell.
What would that be?
I'm gonna kill you.
Wait, did I unlock volatile nests too, apparently? Oh. Oh, Sarybot already banned them. The fucking...
I am a bot.
Mom. Shut up, stupid fucking slow. I'm back, holy shit. That was quite the adventure, I guess.
You're doing a good job here.
I go sell shit first. Move, dude, holy fuck. What about potato salad? What the... Potato salad. I'll sell the C4.
Just have to hold it all together.
I can only I have only 2 heal. Shut up. Ingy. Sell the...
Baron likes us, like a splinter in his schlong.
I like... Oh, what splinters in your... Effin. More alcohol. Wait, no, it's selling. Do I need to make... I need rags. Oh my god. So, rags are need to upgrade weapons. They're needed to fucking... My ass. No, I don't want to sell them. Oh, I'm out of rag. Can't upgrade weapon. Oh my god. Oh, alrighty. I think that's a good time to end. Go raid someone. I'm so glad I was finally able to get that lab done in time. My controller has barely lost any battery. What the fuck? That is funny.
You're funny.
Shit.
Funny smelling.
You're funny.
My name
All right,
is
let's...
Smelvin.
Huh?
My name is Smelvin.
Let's go see who's online to raid.
Me.
I don't...
Whoever smelt it, dealt it.
I'm gonna kill myself. Let's go to Twitch. Oh, Chili, hi. I didn't know you just got here. I hope you're doing well and welcome to the stream. Even though it's ending, I'm sorry. I've been going for like 3 hours and such.
3 hours and such. I don't know.
Oh shit, I forgot. Yeah, I have a new bot called Frosty Tools, frostytools.com, and I forgot it does that. Let's see who could can I go? Oh, my friend Cynthia is I can't speak. My friend Cynthia is streaming and she's playing with her wife Snooze. Okay, /raid Cynthia G. Spell her name right?
Named Snooze. It's pretty.
All right,
tough
everyone.
name.
Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out. We're gonna go raid my friend Cynthia. She is playing Baldur's Gate 3 with Snooze Woos. Be sure to give them both support and stuff, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.
I'm gonna aura farm.
I'm gonna kill you.